My name is Nnenna Okore, and I'm an artist and an educator, and I usually make works that are concerned with the environment. I think the idea is to talk about art as experience and look at the ways in which my works have explored the idea of experience through material interactions and through engagement with identity and history. And it's kind of all centered around the spirit dance installation that you have at the museum here.
We knew we wanted to use this as a display space, as a gallery for Iowa artists who have a really strong connection to the state of Iowa. So in the case of Nnenna Okore, she received her MFA degree here and has since gone off to really become an important contemporary artist. And of course, there's a really strong connection to environmental science, and we're just so pleased to have her here tonight to speak.
It strikes me that the museum and the African collection is invested in a kind of critical rethinking of the canon. African art is both placed in a sort of historically and geographically specific time and space in Africa, but also engaged in a kind of global conversation about power, social justice, I think is the explicit kind of framework. And so I'm very curious actually how Nnenna, not just this piece, but sees her work engaged in that kind of conversation.
We're so fortunate for the generosity of Dick and Jean Levitt and the possibilities they've created here to bring really wonderful artists to the Stanley Museum of Art to talk about their work.
Originally, Lauren offered me the opportunity to commission Nnenna for the Lightwell installation Spirit Dance, which is the first art commission for the space. So it's historic in that regard.
This piece only came into being once we arrived here and installed it. We didn't set it up in my studio, so we had no idea what it would look like in this space. And so it was a good, pleasant, serendipity and surprise to have it up and see what the space does with it. So I wasn't sure what to expect. I think also because my works are very environmentally focused and not concerned too much with longevity and durability, we thought that we could explore something that would be somewhat ephemeral and would not sustain both over an extended time, would not stay the same, but also would move around and kind of be shaped by the weather, the times, the people in there, the lighting, and all of those things. And that was something that we were both interested in exploring. That was exciting to me as well, to think about it through the lens of the African material practice. And I wanted to inject into it this idea of African animism, if you will, which means the forces that exist outside of the human form. But the name Spirit Dance sort of came out of conversations that we had, and it felt like, because there was a lot of movement and unknown forces kind of doing things in the space, it seemed very apt for the title.
I've grown to appreciate it as what is almost the beating heart of this space and this institution. It's a living, breathing installation, and the process of working with Nnenna has been absolutely delightful.
Her work has just been embraced by the community. I love watching people walk into our Lightwell and really enjoy seeing Spirit Dance move and change over the months since it's been installed in July.
I'm really excited to hear that people are engaging in different ways with the piece, because I hope for that. That was the goal, to make people aware of themselves and of the building, the nature and elements of the materiality of the work, and to sort of realize how we are all sort of in the same conversation. I think that increasingly, because of the museum culture, people are not really encouraged to feel and to sense the work in a space because it's sort of precious and has to be viewed from a distance. But for me, I wanted people to reach out and touch it and, feel the threads and smell the work, if anything, or just, really be free and enjoy the momentum, the kinetics of the space and the animate nature of it. So I'm very excited that is exactly what people are experiencing. For me, art is experience, and this is the essence of why the piece was made.